Hey everybody, welcome to 5 minutes of my time. Today we're covering shoulder position and how it relates to lifting. Okay, so anytime we start talking about shoulder position within a lift, I always want you to think about posture muscles. You know, like the muscles that keep your chest up. And whenever I'm training clients, I always use the verbal cue of keeping a proud chest. You know, like that big, like a rooster that's walking around. That's kind of the position we're looking for. Now it's different from invisible lat syndrome. I don't want you like walking around elbows wide. But whenever we start lifting, you always want to pull your shoulder blades back to protect your back. You know, you've got your rotator cuff muscles, you've got your rhomboid, your levator scapula, a ton of other things that can be damaged by trying to lift with like this little bulldog stance where your elbows are out, shoulders are rolled forward, the chest is just overbearing. You also see this a lot in people who drive for a living, people who use a computer a lot, sit a lot. They just get this terrible posture of walking around. So that's why I always use the verbal cue of proud chest. Pull the shoulder blades back, keep them active. So from here to here. Set it up right, head's on top of your shoulders, not in front of your shoulders. We're going from here. So a couple of quick exercises that we can cover on this are going to be with the barbell. So the first one I want to talk about is Romanian Deadwood. So anytime I pick the barbell up off the rack, whether it's shrugs, bent over rows, Romanian deadlifts, traditional deadlifts, whatever, I'm always going to keep my shoulders tight. So remember, push your chest out, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift with your hips, not your back. If I do this and pick up, I just use my entire back, and you see I'm in a very sloppy form already. So whenever I get this and get my grip right, squeezing the shoulder blades, kind of pulling myself to the bar, that shoots my hips out behind me. Now I'm picking the barbell up with my glutes. Keeping that position. As I back up, I'm not letting my shoulders roll forward. Keep shoulder blades back. From right here, Romanian deadlift, I'm going to drive my hips behind me, slide the bar down to below my knees, pull myself back up. Again, I'm not releasing at the bottom, keeping everything tight. All the tension's on my hips. Here, exact same thing for a bent over row. So whenever I go for a bent over row, I'm hanging out in the bottom position of a Romanian deadlift, rolling the bar to my chest, right back down. Elbows up, back down. I'm not releasing my shoulder blades at the bottom and then rowing from here, trying to grip on it to get it up. Okay? So that's one application. And you see this a lot of times when you watch powerlifting competitions or like just strict pull competitions. You'll see the athletes go up there, they'll dig their heels into the ground, and they'll do this. That's exactly what they're doing. They're reaching out, packing the shoulder blades back, activating the abs, activating the lats, and then they go from this robot position to here and get down to their deadlift position. That's the exact same motion they're doing. I just don't do the big showmanship part of it. Okay? Another position or another exercise is going to be the barbell curl. So whenever I go here, palms out, hands straight down from the shoulders, I'm not going to pick it up like this. Right? One of the biggest things that I hate are those bicep blasters. They like go across your chest and they got the little hook that you set your triceps in, because you literally walk around like this. That's terrible form. You never want to go heavy in this position. So when I get the barbell, squeeze my shoulder blades back, pack my tricep into my lat, standing up. From here, my elbows do not move. My forearm moves up, right back down, keeping the chest out. So I'll give you a little side view of that if I can. So from here, up, right back down. This is the best way to isolate the bicep. If I start doing this, I'm using a ton of upper back, I'm using a ton of poor posture. Okay? Another example of this is going to be in the press. See how I kept shoulder blades back when I did that? Yeah. So with bench pressing, alright, the main place I see this is in the lift off. So people get the J hooks a little too high and then they'll drive their shoulders forward to help get it off of the hooks. I always want to have proper placement with my J hooks. Whenever I set a J hook, I keep it to where my elbow is slightly bent. That way I'm not doing a half rep to get started. I can just extend up. You see it only moved a couple of inches. Just enough to get clear of the J hooks. So I'm getting my position in. We'll talk about hand position in a later video. We'll also talk about the suicide grip. I know some people are cringing right now. I love it. So from right here, pressing up, shoulder blades are already tight. Coming across. Here, to here. Nice and controlled. This is my top position. This is not my top position. I never, ever want to lift my shoulders up and forward. Keep it packed. And if you're in the powerlifting community, that saves you an extra 4 inches of travel. So I'm right here, up, right back down. Nice and controlled, nice and smooth to get back on the J-hooks. I set them up properly before I can just slide right on. I did not set them up to where I have to shoot up my shoulders to get to the hooks. Okay? So that's another instance. Second instance, or another instance. I said another instance a lot of times, I apologize. Kettlebells. We all know I love kettlebells. Not ashamed of it. So anytime you pick up your kettlebells like I just did, I'm always starting from this position. Again, shoulder blades retracted. I'm not getting my kettlebells like this to pick them up. So whenever we go for a clean, as always, proper form is very important from every position. Getting behind the kettlebells, drive my hips behind me, shoulder blades are tight. From here, clean, here. Rack position, retracting shoulder blades. Proud chest. This is in the right position. This is in the right position. This is in the right position. Here, core tight, chest out, shoulder blades back. As I go for the clean, here, here. If I'm doing a double swing, here, shoulder blades stay back the entire time. Set them down, shoulder blades still stay back. So play with those techniques. All you have to do, put your hands out like powerlifters are doing, here to here. You can push out, open it up, stretch your shoulder blades, stretch everything out a little bit, it's perfectly fine. Pull them right back. Here. Remember, every time you lift, lock those shoulder blades in. It makes the hip hinge a lot easier. It makes the pull a lot easier. All right. Thank you for watching. This is 5 minutes of my time.